G'day guys, Mac with the Outer Circle, and here we have the Anycubic Wash and Cure 2.0. This is designed for use with resin 3D prints. And the way it works is pretty simple. You have a large Tupperware type tub that comes with it, which is sealed, and this is designed to hold isopropyl alcohol and other cleaning agents such as Simple Green. It comes with a built-in little tray, kind of like you would see in a deep fryer, in order to pull the models in and out of the isopropyl alcohol with. And it also comes with this little plate over here and reflective film. The plate is designed to spin around inside the device. The device itself, very simple. We have an on switch at the very back of it where we plug in our power. Then on the front, we simply have 1, 2 buttons. We can pick whether we want to wash or whether we want to cure. We dial the time that we would like, and we can change the mode. So in this instance, I'm going to place a model into this in just a moment. So first, on top we have the ultraviolet resistant cover, very much like a set of sunglasses. On the back of it is a little sticker. Very important that we don't remove that sticker, because that sticker is what tells a little sensor on the back behind the UV light head that we have a part safely inside and it's all closed up and we can't hurt ourselves on it. The first thing we're going to do to run this is I'm going to make sure my mode is set on wash. Then I'm going to place the tub on top of it, and it locks in. There's a little gear in the bottom of it, like on a blender. Now, I can open it up. I could lift up the tray, or I can leave the tray lowered. I can add in an additional tray, such as if I want to clean the print head or the build plate off my printer. I can put it in like so. What I'm going to do is take a model that I prepared earlier and simply send it for a wash. In it goes. Make sure the top goes on correctly. Lock it all in. Top goes on. We'll give this model 5 minutes to wash and press to start. We'll come back in 5 minutes time and have a look at the miniature. Alright, that's how 5 minutes expired. So now we can get our miniature out. We take the top off, obviously. Then we open up the vat. Simply lift up the screen and our miniature is sitting nicely in the bottom. I'm going to grab it just by the base, very gently. The resin is cleaned at this point, but not completely cured. But we can't cure it just yet. If we go to cure this straight away, the miniature will get frosted. So, especially in the case of something clear like this, we want to let it dry fully. So we're going to sit it on a piece of paper towel and let it dry off fully before we move on to the next step. While I'm waiting for it to dry, and it will take several minutes, best to leave these things for a little bit of time and not ruin the work you've put into them. We can take the vat off and we can prepare the curing station. We'll put our reflective film into place on top. Then we can locate our turntable onto the gear. We are now ready to start the curing process, and we'll actually start it up in a moment after the model is fully dried. Alright, now that our miniature has dried, we can place it onto the turntable. Next, place the top back on as we did before. We set it from wash to cure, and we'll give this 3 minutes. When I start this up, you get the light show. sounds a lot louder than it actually is. It's just due to the table itself vibrating. Now, as you can see, the ultraviolet light at the back of the box is curing the miniature, and as it rotates around, it's getting even coverage with the UV light. On some miniatures with hard to reach places, it may do to flip the miniature over and allow it to get some more direct light. But generally, the reflective plate does an excellent job of shining the light upwards into those hard to see places on the miniature. Once this process is complete, and it's variable based on person to person's preferences, we're going to have a lovely little model, and all I need to do is break off the supports. And the miniature is complete. Off with the top, and we have the model itself. Now with the miniature, it's simply a case of breaking off the supports. The supports themselves are actually pretty gentle things, and if I come right in on it, you'll see it's actually just a case of pressing on them firmly to break many of them off. And you'll hear the occasional little snap as they go, and worst case, if you're worried about breaking anything important, set of clippers. So I'm going to get this guy completely off, and then, well, then we'll get to have a look at how good it came out. There you go, guys. That is the first printed miniature. There's no cleanup, no filing, no sanding. This is literally just as I've pulled the supports off from underneath. You can see it has all this incredibly fine detail, like little chains and skulls and trophies and even tiny little spikes on the elbows. Great muscle tone. You can see these sort of tattered flesh-like leather cloak that he's wearing. This miniature took 5 hours to print, but the beauty is you could have a dozen miniatures the size of this one on that build plate. It would take the exact same amount of time to print because it goes off the height, not the width of the object. That is what you can do in a 3D printer. That's no settings changed, stock as a rock, straight out of the box. With a standard resin you can buy off the shelf for about $25 for 500 milliliters. And it was able to produce this. No fine tuning of settings or anything like that. All these beautiful muscle striations and such. Whatever the STL file has is what you can produce. So I'm back with the outer circle. And that is how you 3D print a miniature.